Hey everybody, welcome back to part 3 of the Oldsmobile 303 teardown. This is probably going to be a really quick video. The only thing I'm going to really focus on today is going to take off the crank pulley, front cover. We're going to pull out the valve lifters, timing gear, and hopefully we're going to be taking out the camshaft today. So, without further ado, let's get on with it. Well, I figured the first thing and probably the easiest thing that's going to be doing to this motor first is to get these valve lifters out. Should be quote unquote easy. Yes, I am wearing gloves today. Frankly, I don't mind getting my hands dirty, but it's getting a pain in the butt using an ungodly amount of detergent and scrubbing till my skin falls off, getting all the grease off. So yeah, I'm just trying these out just to see how it does. Got this cheapo magnet from Harbor Freight. Let's see if it actually comes out. And okay, that one doesn't. Oh, I mean, they move pretty good, but as soon as it hits the end of travel, nope. That's about it. That's all it's gonna do, huh? That's all you're gonna do. Well, it looks like obviously I'm gonna take it. Pretend that didn't happen. It looks like we're gonna have to take this baffle out. Oh, don't worry about that when I get there. Yeah. Well. Okay, this is new. I thought the gasket was completely gone, but no. Well, since we're here, let's take that off. It looks like a cork gasket. I mean, did good, right? 70 plus years, I mean, obviously, I'm not gonna replace it with a cork gasket, but it's just a goodbye as it disintegrates on the floor. So, yeah. Oh, come on. Jesus, is it already going to end before it begins? That's just, there's so much crud on these valve lifters. Oh, my Lord. Yeah. Okay. This is a lot harder than what it seems. So, to save you guys the aggravation, I'll bring you guys back when I get all these out. I think that'll work for everybody. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I mean, the wear's not too bad on the face here, to me anyway. I mean, I can see there's very, very shallow pitting on the face, but then it's like if I turn it over, that's what this poor thing had to live with. So I'm surprised the lifter bore is very, very smooth to me, but I'm still gonna have it cleaned up. Just looks like it just had a lot of water or moisture, or it just sat for a while. It's hard to believe that GM actually had a kit here. You can actually rebuild these back in the day. Just take them apart, clean them up, put them back in another day, but I'm not gonna deal with that. Just gonna put new lifters in, push rods and all that. I haven't still figured out what that quagmire is with the push rod diameters. Same length, thinner diameter as far as mellings. Trying to tell me it takes. I mean, they're solid push rods. Shouldn't matter, but Excuse me, I keep sniffling here. Humidity is absolutely killing me. And yeah, it's just Florida weather. It's great. So yeah, I'll just keep plugging on. And if anything else changes, I'll bring you guys back in. Alright, I pretty much got to the last two valve lifters. And they all came out pretty easy. I only fought with oddly enough, one valve lifter, coincidentally on cylinder number 3. That was the only one that was kind of iffy, kind of got stuck a little bit in the bore. Apart from that, they all came out pretty easy. One thing I noticed, they all had light pitting on the surfaces, so I'm guessing it just had moisture, just sat for a long time. The wear pattern, it's kind of different for me. Never really looked into flat tappet valve lifters or anything, and they all had a distinct ring pattern on the outer edge. And looking at the lobes, you could see like where it's more shinier. So I'm guessing that's where it was riding on and rotating. I'm glad I'm taking this motor apart because it looks like it was just slowly killing itself with the sludge, because the groove where the oil comes in to pressurize a valve lifter, every single one was caked with sludge. So I'm glad I'm doing this, because I'm sure, yeah, it would have ran okay. I know it didn't run great, but I'm sure down the road it probably would have just burned up. So yeah, I'm just glad I'm actually going through this. So to get to these last 3 valve lifters, I'm just going to go ahead and take off the valve plate baffle. Book says use a 1/2-inch wrench, so that's what I'm going to do. And sure enough, that's what it is. So I'm still trying to decide what to do with the pistons. I was hoping for a manufacturer like JE Pistons, or even Arias, or I know Egg or Aggie, whatever you call them. They do make the pistons. I don't know why. Same aluminum piston, but you know, the prices are all over the place. So I'm trying to find the best supplier. I'm trying to figure out exactly where it's manufactured at and go from there. One person was kind enough to reach out to me, and I was more curious as to the cylinder to piston wall, or piston to cylinder wall clearance. The book gives an insane clearance. Like, it's very small. Like, it's 5/10,000ths to 1,000ths clearance, if I remember right. And I got a hold of one seller that's selling, like aluminum pistons. And these are aluminum alloy pistons too. And I asked him, well, what's the clearance that those pistons call for? And it's 2,000ths to 25,000ths. I'm like, okay, that's a pretty big jump. So, but then, if I remember right, in the book it also gives me a taper on the piston. I think, if I read right, I think the max taper was 3,000ths. And then someone even went so far as to tell me, like, yeah, if you really want to, you can get away with as far as 4,000ths, for your piston, the cylinder wall clearance before it starts making some noise. And I just don't know who to trust. Those numbers are all over the place. So, regardless, in a perfect world, after thinking about it, I would love to hang on to these, just have them reconditioned, and put a new set of rings on there, and I would be as happy as a clam. Realistically, probably gonna need them bored out 20 thou or even 30 thou, and it doesn't really matter to me at the end of the day, as long as the engine runs good. My wife can drive it, and I have no worry about it breaking down. That's what matters to me. So, looking at this, okay. As it decides to leave a chunk inside the motor, doesn't need more. That is some crazy crud. So it just falls apart in my hand, so I'm guessing, I don't know if you guys can see that. It's just sludge. Sludge in a nutshell. So I don't know if there's a gasket here. It looks like there is something there. I don't know. Well, this should. Come on. There we go. So this is interesting. I don't know why it's got this. I don't know why it's got this here. It just looks like it's a dual pipe or something, or like a sleeve. And it looks like this is just crimped in there or something, or flared. Because I'm going to assume crankcase fumes come out, they go in. There's probably a bunch of holes drilled in, I'm assuming, because I can't see it because the light is terrible right now. And it just comes straight out on the ground. Needless to say, to me, this old stuff is actually really cool. But you can just see all the crud in there. It's probably one of the many things I'm going to take over to the machinist, because they got like a industrial size cleaner. Yes, I know I can probably do it myself. I know. But you know what? I would love to do that, but when a guy has, I got family, my 2-year-old daughter, I love her so much, but being a family guy, it's hard to make time. But you know what? Family comes first. Family always comes first, no matter what. So yeah, that's the baffle plate, and then I'll move on to getting the last valve lifters, and then get the crank pulley, and then we'll just move from there. Mother of pearl. You're gonna really do this to me. Alright everybody, it's on to the front cover now. I already saved everyone the pain and misery of watching me trying to break this loose. It was a 1-inch bolt. Try to do, I don't know why I tried it, but the book says use a screwdriver, hold the flywheel, and loosen this. Of course, why not? Let me give it a go. Didn't work, so I got my old trusty Ugga Dugga wrench on there, pop that loose. Saved everyone else in trouble. I got all these loose. These were 9/16, I believe. This one, oddly enough, is a 5/8. It has a lock washer on it. Why, I don't know. All the other ones don't, weirdly enough. The only other ones that have a lock washer are the 4 down here, which hold the front mount on there. Thank goodness people still make reproduction ones down here, but good luck trying to find this piece, because that's like trying to find a hen's teeth. So, I'm just glad that, I don't know why I did that. I should really work on this. I don't know why I was just talking there. I just had lost my train of thought. Don't mind me. I'm just running on coffee. So that's interesting. I like that lock washer there. I forgot what the name is for that guy. But that's a spacer with a hole for the key, and it's pretty good on there actually. Let's see if I can. Of course, that's on there good. And I just had my mallet right here next to me and I decided to walk off. As usual, you know, it's what happens, you know. You try to look for something and then you end up just putting it in the wrong spot, you know. What are you going to do when you're just running on caffeine, right? Alright, take two. Found it. It's always in the spot where you at least expect it, right? So let's see. Am I doing the right thing? I don't know. Is it going to come off? I don't know. I'm just shooting from the hip. Well, let's get this out of the way. At least I was smart to kind of put it in the right spot. Okay, just fall. Hey, at least I'm not working like on grass or dirt or something. You know, you drop that one bolt that you absolutely need and just it somehow falls off and just disappears into the abyss. You know, I know everyone's had that happen to them. Come on. Ooh, something's happening. I think. I don't know. Oh. Nice. Cool. So this is a weird part that I noticed looking through all the part manuals. They ended up using both of these styles on 49s and into 50s. I know, like on the early 49s, it was almost like a solid piece, and there was two balls placed or did something, and that was your timing mark. And in the late 49s to early 50s, these appeared. So it just, you know, for when I was looking at it when we first got the car out, this doesn't make as much sense. But now looking at the stamps, and this is a very early 50s model, you know, it makes sense. I don't know if it was like a design improvement or whatnot. And I see they did something here. I don't know if you can see it, but they like drilled out 3 holes here. I'm assuming that was when they were balancing the part. That is the only thing that I can think of. Yeah. Let's see if this key will come out. Haha, of course not. I don't know. I had to try. You know? I just had to try. Alright. So let's plug on here. The one thing that I did notice when I was trying to turn the crank over and I was watching the camshaft on top and I was rocking it back and forth, I can get, let's say I can go like maybe 30 degrees. Like the key's here, I could turn it here, everything's moving and the camshaft wasn't. Like I can rock this thing back and forth and it was like from here to here and back again. I can move it. I can see the chain kind of start to take slack. And then the camshaft will start moving. So, to me, that just makes me think that the gears are shot. Or the chain is just super loose. Hey, at least I can get the chain real cheap. The gears, no. But we'll find out. So far, everything looks good.
I don't know if I'm gonna bother trying to push this out or just leave it, because I think this is a press feed. I highly doubt there's an O-ring in there. Maybe someone can chime in. But from what I've seen from other people doing, not this particular engine, but similar styles where they have the crank breather up front, it just looks like it's a tube that's press fitted in there. Funny enough, when I was looking about the oil dipstick tube, I couldn't get it out in the last video. In the book, this is why I'm so happy I got the book. It says use a deep socket, 9/16, like a 9/16 deep socket, and just punch it out. So I'm really happy I have that book. So if anyone happens to rebuild or happens to want to rebuild this engine, just save yourself the misery. Get that book. Thankfully enough, they're still popping up pretty frequently on eBay. You can get a really battered one for like $20. I think I paid $60 for mine, but to me, that's priceless. Like, knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. All right. Why is this one long? I don't know. It does mention about it in the book. All right. I want to say I got everything. Will it come off easy? I don't know. I just don't know. All right. Well, moment of truth. Let's see how it does. All right. There's not really anywhere for me to hit it. Looks like I'm going to have to take that keyway off because I'm looking at it now. And if I remember, the seal is like way in there. So hopefully this keyway can come out. I'm hoping. Wow. I really don't want to use this, but I mean, if you got it. So hard to tell. Actually, I might be able to get away with it. I don't know. Let's find out. Well, let's take that off before it goes flying. Seems to be. That's getting hung up down here. Is it? Yeah, it looks like it. I don't want to damage this. Dang it, man. And let's try hitting this some more. Come on. It's almost out. I'm waiting for it to go. Pew! Come on. I'm sure someone's cursing at me out there. Don't do that! You should be doing that! Well, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Ooh. the old stuff on. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? I'll bring you guys back in a bit. I'm gonna try something.
One eternity later.
All right, everyone. After eternity, I am finally back. Did way more than what I did before. You know, I left you off. I was trying to take the front timing cover off, or front cover, whatever you want to call it. And I was just doing bits here and there, and I just want to, you know, bring you back to where I'm at now with the engine. I did do what I said I was going to do. I did take the camshaft out. Person on the AACA forum really helped me out with this debacle here. F&J, I believe his name is. I was thinking on this particular block, the 49, since I'm going off the manuals, it was saying about there was supposed to be a camshaft thrust plate that would have been affixed right here, and it would have been 4 bolts right here, and I guess it would have covered the 2 oil galleys, and it would have had a hole drilled out right here. I was so confused because the cam wasn't coming out. I could turn it, but I couldn't pull on it. There was like a tiny bit of play. I couldn't figure out what was going on with it. And, you know, as I told them, there was this little guy right here. I guess they just call it a camshaft thrust button assembly. He was saying in his books that they introduced this in 49, and they also had the thrust plate in 49, but they must have changed the design halfway through the year, so they got rid of the plate, added the button, and at the same time they changed the crankshaft pulley from the original that you see as a one-piece unit in all the books, and it goes to this guy right here. Now, why did they do that? I don't know. But hey, that's the R&D department over there at Oldsmobile. They thought that was the thing. You know, and there we go. So I was trying to figure out, okay, so why does it look so bad up here? Because I'll bring the camshaft, I'll bring the camshaft timing gear and the chain out to you guys so you can see what I was dealing with. And got this lovely mess right here. It didn't see any oiling, no nothing. This is what I found. And the backside of the cover is exactly the same. The eccentric gear, I mean, it's a lot dirtier now, but before I pulled it out, you know, you can see where it's been tearing it up. So obviously there was no oil getting up there. And in the book, specifically states that there's a continuous flow of oil at all times to oil up the gears, the chain, and the eccentric. So didn't realize that the same gentleman said, hey, why don't you check one of these galley plugs that should be a hole in it? Sure enough, it was this guy right here. So who knows how long it was clogged up for. Again, I'm really happy that, you know, I'm doing this. It's like this right here. Right there. I don't know if you can see it. I'll bring you right up to it. It's just a happy pile of rust and who knows what else. Sludge, you name it. It's everywhere. It's even inside here. So when I drop this oil pan a bit, I'm going to leave the engine right here. I know some people turn it over, but it's like, I want to really see how much stuff is inside here and how much has been sitting there, you know? So I don't want to lose all that flying up. Oh, and before I continue, I got to clean all this out because it looks like whatever penetrant oil I was using. But I know it was this bearing right here that was really scored up. There's a line, there's a groove that goes all the way around. Everything is toast. Like, holy cow. So I got my work cut out. But I'll show you really quick here. Let's see, it's this bearing right here. That's the one I was telling you about. There's a nice, and you can feel it too with your nail. And it goes all the way around, so this camshaft, it's a good thing I got another one where you can see like how it's been riding as it rotates, and there's like oddball chips on the edges of these cam loops. But I tried buying a crankshaft timing gear. So this is the original one. I think it's a 16 tooth. And then there was another one, an aftermarket style, same size, double the teeth. So I don't know. The person I bought this from said it's for this application. I don't really know. Worst case, I can just resell it or just hang on to it as a memento. It literally only cost me like $15, so I'm not really worried about that. Quick update with the heads. I had to order some new springs, new guides, intake exhaust valves, so on and so forth. The machine shop said that it's about 7th thou out as far as the heads go. So they got to mill the heads. Basically, it's got to do a whole head job. So that's a pretty chunk of change, way more than I was expecting it to. So I might just get the heads done for now because budget-wise, you know, you always think it's going to cost this. It ends up being way more than you think it's going to be. So it's the nature of the beast. So let's just crack on and let's get this oil pan off, and we'll see how it looks. I'm not looking forward to, well, I am, but I'm not looking forward to how bad this thing is. You know, and I'm sure you are too. Oh, look at this. I'm touching this thing, and 70 years of crud is just nonchalantly falling off. The heck? I have to keep an eye on that. I can't remember from the book as far as there being different lengths of bolts on here. So as far as the cylinder heads, and I was saying a second ago about how much it's costing. So again, it goes back to, like, I'm so glad I'm redoing this engine, and I hope I give other people the incentive as far as working on this particular motor, or even any motor. You know, it's fruits of your labor, you know, by the end of it. Long story short, back to the cylinder heads. So I remember a while ago, you know, compression wasn't really great on one cylinder, which was cylinder number 3. And as the technician was taking it apart, and I believe they said there was 3 springs that were broke. So 3 springs that were broke. He didn't tell me which was, and I haven't had a time to go over to the shop and look, but he just said 3 springs were broke. The heads are 7th hour warped. They'll need to be milled. Valve guides are shot. Everything's pitted. All the valves are pitted. The guides are pitted. And he's telling me all this, and his first question was, has this car been sitting for a long time? And I asked him, I don't know why. And then he's just saying the amount of rust that he was seeing inside of where the water jacket is. So it could have been. Previous owner was just saying that, that just started up just to see if it ran once a blue moon. And you never know with these people, back in the day, it's just cheaper to have water. Water was free, or, you paid little, so why not? Just fill her up. But who am I to judge? So much this. It's almost like tar. Like, just to show you what I'm dealing with here, it's just this tar goop stuff. God. Yeah, I'm sorry I sound a little rough. It's just Florida weather. Today it decides to be cold. So, I'm not complaining. It's just hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold, and pollen in the air, and So let's see here. Okay, so it's just these front bolts here. They're a longer bolt. I don't know. I remember it's saying something about that. All right, let me just loosen all these so I don't. And I loved how there's like a mix of like steel and brass plugs. I'm gonna try to. Pan's already trying to pull away. Ooh. Alright. Oh, it's crunchy. I want to use brass ones. I gotta replace the plugs in the cylinder head, but they're a weird size. Don't hold me to it. But I think someone said they are 29/32. Oh, well, check this out. I gotta bring you over here to see this. Oh. Alright. So I just hit a weird one. So I don't know if you can see it, but it's this guy right up here. This is part of the this gasket here. Oh, that was easy. It was just in the way, so just pull it. I think they're just locator tabs. That's all I think they are. Since you're over here, I think I'll leave you over here now. Alright. So, I'm expecting to find some cork gaskets back here, but only on these corners. I think it's just literally two pieces of. Oh, that is so crunchy. Oh, that hurts my head. Here. What is that being a pain in the butt? Oh, that is being a pain in the butt. Oh, there we go. Right. Is it a pan? No, the pan hasn't even lowered. It's just being a pain. It's probably all the grime, since there's like literally like that thin of a space between the pan and like the bell housing. That's why I noticed there's more of the paint that survived back here. Now I'm trying to figure out the paint for the motor. I want to get it close to original, you know. I think some people even say like it's a Kaiser green, but I don't know. It's the same, you know, it's one paint but a million different names. Same thing goes with parts. You know, same thing, different name, you know. Oh, come on. Same thing with this. Well, so what happens to rubber after 70 years? It just turns hard as a rock. It's always fun. There we go. So that one's a long bolt too. So the front ones and the rear ones are long. All right. You gotta let me know if you're liking this style that I'm doing, where it's like I'm just having it on record and I'm bringing you along with me as I'm tearing it apart. Or would you rather prefer that, you know, I only record snippets and I bring you back when I find something or when I'm about to take something apart? Just let me know. Now I left the oil pump on here. I'm not the oil pump, the oil filter assembly on here, because there's a pipe plug I need to get off, but I don't have a vise yet, or a table vise, and I tried using an extension, but it's one of those weird, like a pipe plug socket. Why is that so tough? Oh, that's why. I'm silly. Here's a food for thought. Why don't I just bring my jack over? Just barely give it pressure just to hold it. It's already like doing its whole like trying to drop, and it's creating pressure, and you know, just gotta do what you gotta do, right? You know what? Why am I creating more trouble? Creating more work than I actually have to. You know what? Part of the fun. So, alright, we already got oil leaking down. Oil pan's not happy already. It's alright. I got a small aluminum block, you know, if it decides to bend, I can always just try to bring it back and flatten it. Oh, wow. I can smell it. Oh. That is a rough smell. Now that one's stuck. Yeah, looking at these bores right now, I'm like right up to it. I'm like, yeah, probably gonna have to bore it out. Probably 20 or 30 thou. This number 7 cylinder back here, I want to know what was going on with it. Oh, well. Oh, it's about to go. Ooh. Okay. All right, there she goes. Come on. What's holding you? What the? Oh. See? Look at that. Forgot one. No. Okay. Really? What's holding it up here? Oh. See, look. I forgot another bolt. Oop. Oh, there we go. Now it's moving. Oh, shoot. All right. Moment of truth. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh, wow. Alright. Let's get this bugger out of the way. It's still dripping oil out the oil pump. Oh. Alright. Sorry. I gotta show you this. Holy moly, what is this? What's that? Well, let's see, this fluid here is probably just a mixture of oil and, I know this could be from the penetrating grease, but, whoops. Stupid thing came loose. There we go. Wow. Ugh. Oh, it's tar. Holy crap. Ooh. It has the consistency of like, oh, when you first touch it, it almost feels like kinetic sand. But it's like goopy. That is straight up tar. Wow. Wait, how? Oh yeah. That is nasty. Alright, I figured you'd want to watch it. As far as me throwing all this crud into my drain pan. Wow. I don't know if this is just... I know some of it is some of the degreasing oil or the penetrating oil that I used on my camshaft, but it could also be like the leftover oil. Oh. See all the metal shavings in there. All that crazy color. I'm just trying to get as much as I can out. Not that it matters anyway, I'm just gonna... You know, I could probably just take this over to the shop and just have them a hot tank or something. Clean it right up. Wow. That is something. If that gives you an incentive to just Like if you ever buy an old car, you drop the pan and clean it. I hope that does it for you, but I'm guilty. I never did, but now that I'm seeing it firsthand, you know, you really should. You really should. Alright, gang. Looks like we're finally at that point to where I can turn the motor over and then work on the rear end. I mean, not the rear end, the bottom end. We're slowly getting there. I better clean up the mess I make in a second, or the missus is not going to be happy. So you like that? Whoa. Wow. Alright, right off the bat, I got my work cut out in this oil screen. Looks completely clogged. I'm not surprised. The amount of sludge that was sitting in the bottom. So if that's the case, I might have to buy a rebuild kit for the oil pump. Just bring you in. So this is what I got. I mean, first impressions, I mean, you know, don't look too bad. At least the foundry were nice enough to number the caps. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I mean, this one's obviously 5, but I don't see anything obvious here as far as stamping on the rods, so I think I'm first one to tear this down. I'm not sure about these, the locking nuts, but hey, if it worked for them back in the day, I mean, it's still good now, right? Oh, let's have a look at this skirt here. Well, ignore that chunk. Well, from what I can see, it looks like it's been riding on it, but I don't know. The same thing like this one too, but that's okay. You know, one step at a time. One step at a time. All right. Cool. Another chapter done. Probably gonna do a little bit more on the next bit. You know, before I bring it back, most likely I'll have the oil filter housing off and my oil dipstick drove out. You know, it's a deep socket 9/16. So just slide it over, punch it out. You know, I'll bring it back. You know, I'll have a closer look. Might do a separate part to where, you know, a separate video where it's just me disassembling this, cleaning it, and then also disassembling this and cleaning this. Oil filter assembly should be pretty easy. I think all there is inside it is a pressure relief valve, and I don't know if this had a check valve too. No, actually I didn't. No, it doesn't, because this drains out once it's done. Yeah. Anyway, getting too far ahead of myself. So, once again, thanks for coming in. I'll see you in the next video.